Apologies, just need to check my audio first and see if everything's okay. Yeah, I think we're all good. Let me know if there's any issues with the volume of the game. Might be a bit loud for the onboards. Just on side of Ninja, he'll be the first to cross the line. Track looks incredibly greasy. So yeah, welcome to CDR Tier 3 at the slightly earlier time of 6 PM on this Sunday, as the real life race at 8 o'clock. Season 12, I believe I said that. Round 1, it's Mexico. A lot of spread on tyres. Scotty with the quickest time so far. It's the 16.4 on the mediums. We got Lucas in the McLaren making his league debut. We got Speedy B, who is a returning driver. And there's one more, I think. No, there's not. Yeah, Carl Trim back in Tier 3. Curly Tots taking a full-time seat for this season. Ninja back in as well. So full grid. Good to see. It's all we do here, obviously. Full grids, clean racing. Happy days. Have a look around and see James Burrow on a 15.8 on the soft. Decent time for him. Anderson has invalidated Chip the Whip Hazard. Just coming through Sector 3. Let's see what he can do. I want to try and get that car all the way over to the right, heading towards the line, but he doesn't. A 16.6 from Chip on the softs. A Speedy Bullet is on a lap, and he has just started his flyer, just coming around to turn 1, 2 and 3. Sound is fine, thanks for that, Pink. What, I think that was a Ferrari there that was in the way. Yeah, hopefully he wasn't impeded too much there. Double right-hander. Tricky section of the track to try and get on the power on the exit of the second right-hander. Gone board for the S and see what this looks like. Down to 5th. Take a lot of curve, I think. I think you can take this a lot quicker than you could on the last game. As we have a yellow flag somewhere. Probably someone trying to avoid someone else on track. Easy enough track to navigate your way through. Plenty of runoff, plenty of weight, so no excuse for impeding, for me anyway at least. Let's see what Speedy can do. Very difficult to get the power down on the exit here. Nice and tight. And that is a 16.1 from Speedy on the mediums. Go down and see what Lucas is doing. Coming through the S's now in that McLaren. Hopefully that car ahead isn't in the way when he gets there. It's not as well off the track. Harvey creeping in with a 15.6. Going to take a while to get used to who's in what car again. Always does. Let's see what Lucas can do. Got very squirrely there. It looks quick. And it is quick, but it's not as quick as Harvey's mediums. It's a 15.6 from Lucas. Anybody, and I'll have to not set a time. Clay, how's Clay doing? Just coming through the S's in the Stake F1 car, followed by a Haas. So hopefully that Haas has left adequate spacing. It's either Osso or Full Send Dave. It's actually Osso on an outlap, so that should be fine. Difficult place. You can invalidate very easy here on the exit. Doesn't take much. Did it myself Friday night. Oh, takes a lot of curve there on the inside as he straightens up for the line. And that is a 17.1 from Clay. Puts in P13. Curly Tots is on a lap as well with a very nice purple helmet. Oh my god. Shut up, Pink, you ball bag. Yeah, I have an issue and it's zero practice. That's my issue. Yeah, and my T300 wheelbase is horrific. Very hard to feel the limit of the car. So, yeah, that's what it is. Still, probably a skill issue as well, to be fair. Through the stadium section for Curly Tots. All the way down into first there. Yeah, the game says go to first. It's not something I did personally. I kept it into second, and the rear is all over the place there. And that's Curly Tots across the line. That's a 21-2 also who just started a lap. Coming round into the stadium section now. Let's see what Asso can do as he heads towards the line. And that is a 16-6 from Asso. Anderson in the pits. I was going to say Nibs, but he's not here anymore. Captain Hindsight on an out lap. Let me have a look around. That's another Haas. That's Full Send Dave, who's about to start the lap. Right out with Full Send Dave. Going to go on board, see what this looks like. Up into 8. Yeah, not sure. I think he has decent wings there, if I'm honest. I think he's used a bit too much battery. Down to 4th or 3rd. Stays in 4th. Track looks incredibly greasy. All the way through that into 3rd. Try to keep it as left as possible. And gets on the power. I have no idea what the corner names are or numbers, but and that is a purple sector 1 from Full Send Dave, and that's a genuine sector 1 as well, as he already has the time on the board. Double right-hander, misses the apex on the second one, but shouldn't be too bad. This is a tricky little one here. Gotta get this right. Bit deep, misses the apex again. S's, are they flat out? Are they flat out? Does he lift? He doesn't lift, but he goes up to 7th, which I probably didn't do, but don't go under 20% of the battery, or it'll cost you. All the way down to 4th. Nicely done. Tricky little left-hander here now. Takes that very nicely indeed. On the power, curving the right, curving the left. Just glancing the apex of the last corner on the power and heads towards the line. Wowza! Has a massive spin there, but he holds it. That's a 16-1 from Full Send Dave. Good job. Give me 1 second. I need to just send this. And I will then go and have a look. Why are my live chat, that's it. Yeah, Jack Dave, back at it, drifty again. It was fairly drifty, if I'm honest. One of the Red Bulls, I think that's Gainful. He's coming through the S's. Bit of traffic ahead, but as I said, there shouldn't really be any reason. And Gainful's in 5th through the section, and he has. Oh, he's not. He's on an outlap. Yeah, he's not. He's done a burner. Gainful is partial to the old burner lap, to be fair. Ferrari of James Brown back into the pits. And who is that? That's a Williams, or is it? Is it a Williams? It is. What car is this guy? Gainful just starting a lap, yeah. So let's sit out with Gainful, see what he can do. 3 laps on the socks. So you know what? I'm going to skip because I don't see him improving. If he does, it's not going to be much, and he has a time already. Anderson doesn't have a time on board yet. Going to ride on with him, see what he can do. As he crossed the line, we're at 15.5 for Anderson. So seemed to be struggling and validated his last run. Currently sets the fastest lap, and if I might add, it's with respect, obviously, to Bobo, Captain Nibs and Airways. It's actually a pleasure to see how tight it is at the front. There's literally only a 1/10 between every driver as we go down through the field. About 6/10 covering the top 10, and in and around the second covering the top 15. Is Hound on a lap? He is, and he's 2/10 up, and he needs every bit of it because he is in the drop zone at the moment. Got 16 in the chat. Thanks to everyone for joining in. I missed what Faye said actually. It says all dry, 23% of rain in quali, 15 in the race. Yeah, 15 in the race is fine. You might get. Oh, what is that, Steve? Steve abandons ship, so I'm going to jump down to Geezer, who has invalidated as well. Plenty of time to get back into the pits, fresh out of tyres, and give it a crack again. So yeah, we got. There's not much between Hound and us, so I don't think Hound is going to go again. He doesn't have enough battery. He's into the pits. Carl Trim in the pits. Curly Tots on an outlap. So yeah, we got Hound, Clay, Geezer, Carl, and Curly Tots in the drop zone at the moment. And to be completely and utterly honest, looking at how close this is, I don't know where the cutoff is. Yeah, it's. I'm going to say anyone in the 15s is probably okay, but it's. There's a second between Chip and Hound, or 7/10. It's tight. I think it's tight. With track evolution, I think it's tight, but very hard to call it. I think it might be a bit lower down than that, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Jump on with Teabag, see what he's up to. Just coming through the S section. All the way down to 4th here. Try and cut the apex, take a small bit of curb on the left, and that's absolutely nailed. That's a purple sector 2. Didn't catch his sector 1 split, but looks nice. Does he get squirrely through the final corner? No, he doesn't. Nice. And over to the right hand side, and that's got to be decent. And it is decent. That's a 15.7 for Teabag on the mediums. Nice lap. Very nice lap indeed. Curly Tots is the only other one on the lap, so I'll go back on with her, see what she can do going through the S's. Looked a bit wide there, and that's. Oh my god, how did that not invalidate? That was mental. That was literally half the car off the track. I have no idea how that's not invalidation, but it's not. Good for her, because she needs to improve. She's 4/10 over her time, and I'm commentating on someone that's not even on a flyer. Oh, nice. Good man, Dad. Let's see what happens. We'll ride right on board for this lap. Only one on track currently, setting a timed lap. She needs a lot here. She's well off the pace. She's about 5 seconds off of us on P15 at the moment. Not sure if it was just a scruffy lap, or is it just maybe a lack of practice, setup issue, and that is definitely an invalidation. 100% unfortunate there. If she has enough fuel, but she doesn't, she's not going to get back around, so she is going to be out. Let's see what Carl is at. Big improvement needed from Carl as well. Half a tenth in sector 1. He's going to need a bit more than that. He's 6/10 off the pace, so he needs to find at least 6/10 through sector 2 and sector 3. As Anderson has left the session for some reason. Sorry, no, Carl, but I would need to invite Anderson, who says he's in the session, so I'll have to give it a second. Carl coming through the stadium section. He's up 3/10. He needs a good sector 3. You can't lose a lot of time in the last corner, to be fair. And he does just about scrape in. That's P15 at the moment for Carl, but that's a dodgy time. I think Hound crossing the line, and he does knock Carl out. P11 for Hound. Clay Mull, what can he do? He is the only other car that can improve. Curly Tots is gone. Is Geezer on a lap? Geezer is on a lap. I'll drop back to Geezer. Clay 5/10 up, and he needs that. Every bit of it. through the S's. Doesn't invalidate, which is definitely good. Let's see what his sector 2 time is. He's up 8 tenths. Looks to be a nice lap from Clay if he can hook up sector 3. On board for this. Oh, man, that could have been any better. That looked good. Can he keep it straight on the exit here? Oh, that's going to cost him, but by how much is the question. It cost him a lot and he's out. Oh, unfortunate there. See what Geezer can do as he's... Oh, Geezer's invalidated, so he is out as well. Unfortunate for Clay there. It looked to be a cracking lap. Just lost the rear coming out of the last corner. Can happen. He was up 8 tenths. Finishes the lap 6 tenths better off than his previous run. But just not enough. Losing out by less than a tenth to Curly. Just see if anyone else is on the lap. Scotty decided to go for another run. He's 5 tenths up. As he heads towards the line. And that's P7 for Scotty. 15.8. Did anyone else on a lap? Is Curly on a lap? He was, but he invalidated. Geezer just misses the line by a second, but he has no battery anyway, so that's the end of that for Geezer. Yeah, I was thinking around 3 tenths. Something similar happened to me Friday night. There's just such a lack of grip at that section of the track. You want to get the power down, but yeah, unfortunate. Could even see it in real life actually throughout the practice and the quali sessions. The drivers do tend to battle the car there at that corner. So confirmation there. We are losing Curly, Claymull, Carl Trim, Points Geezer, and Curly Tots. Captain. P10 is a 16.035, so with track improvement, that's probably the minimum time people would need to be doing. Anderson fastest in the session at 15.5 and he's back in. Harvey, decent lap as well, saves himself a set of tyres, so he's not in a bad position at all. As we head to Q2. And it's still not raining, so that's good. Harvey having a look at the mediums again. See, I'm not sure why. Maybe unless you're trying to save a set for the race, but you got 4 sets of softs now. We've only done 1 lap on the mediums. I don't know what's the point in setting a lap on the mediums, to be completely honest. But yeah, Lucas in the pits. He's on an out lap as well on the mediums. Also, they're both used mediums, I believe. Stick on with who was first out. Aston Martin. That is Hound. Surprised he's not on the mediums or the hards, to be honest. But 12 seasons. Maybe he's now finally listening. But I don't know. Probably a mistake. Anyway. Not a bad track actually in terms of tyre prep and tyre warm up on your out lap. It's quite easy to get temperature into the tyres here, even though it's not the longest lap in the world, but quite easy. Which is tyre preparation and getting temp and heat into the tyres is difficult on this game. So right on with Steve for his lap and see what he can do and try and filter my way back through the grid. Let's see if I can catch a couple coming through sector 3. Right on board and see what happens here. with his stupid low wings, and he's used half his battery. I think that's cutting a fine for me. Bit of understeer through there, but not too bad at all. Through turn 3 and nicely taken plenty of curb on the exit. Gets the power down. Nicely done. This little left-hander can be tricky. You don't want to go too deep or it kills you into the next right-hander, which he does nicely. Difficult little right-hander, and this double right-hander stays in third, catches both apex, doesn't seem to have any rear spin, should be down to 5th, as Speedy has been disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. That's weird, but unfortunate for him. Yeah, so Steve just coming into the stadium section, into 4th, down to 2nd here. Through the left, through the right. I want to try and glance this apex. If you can, takes a bit of the sausage curb on the inside. That will definitely cost him time, but that's a 16.4 from Steve. I don't think that's going to be enough, but we'll see. Is that Lucas, 15.7 on the mediums. Harvey also on the mediums. Let's see what he does. That's a 15.5 from Harvey on the mediums. Captain Hindsight sneaking in with a 15.5 also. I believe that's a Red Bull. It is not. It's a Mercedes and it's Scotty. Let's see what he can do. That was a 17.0 on that lap, so a couple of mistakes there, I would think. Marshall coming around the last corner. This looks fast. It is fast. It's a 15.6 from Marshall. And I'm going to miss that. I think that is... I can't figure out what car this is. Oh, okay, it's the RBs. That is Anderson just starting his lap. Bit of traffic ahead, so hopefully they stay out of the way, which they do. Next car to come through will be T-Bag, I think. Yeah, it will. We'll stick on with him, see what he can do. As Brandon or Speedy says he spint. I presume you mean spinned, but yeah. Funky old game this one, bud. Unfortunate. Let's see what T-Bag can do. Looks quick. And it is quick. It's another 15.7. Aston Martin is coming in. I believe that is a Williams. It is not. Well, is that an Alpine? It is also not an Alpine. It is an Alpine. That's Hindsight on his way back in. Harvey on his way back in. Bit of traffic in sector 3. Not ideal. That is Scotty coming around again. He's into the pits. McLaren into the pits. The Haas of Fulton Dave. Outlap. Fulton Dave is on a lap, and he is going to be the next one across the line, I think. We'll stick on, see what he can do. Yeah, I agree. Clay Harvey's time on the mediums is rapid. Not a bad time either from Lucas on the mediums. But again, a very, very tight session. P1 and 2 on a 15.5, P3 and 4 on a 15.6, P5 and 6 on a 15.7. So that's a bit mental. I think it's back to the good old days of Tier 3 where they just shock you every time. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what their runs are like in Q3 when they go on to the softs. Definitely interesting. Got 17 in the chat now. Welcome to everybody. If you're just joining in, we're in Q2. And that's a purple sector 2 from Dave, but it's not a genuine one as he doesn't have a time set yet. As a couple of corners, gets a bit wide there, but it looks okay. That is a 16.7 from Dave. I don't think that's going to be good enough. He'll probably have to go again. This dude, who's this? This is Gainful in the Red Bull. Gets very close and validating there, but he doesn't hold on to it. Looks quick. It's going to be 15. It's going to be a low one. It's not. It's a high one, but it's not a bad time at all from Gainful. That's 3 drivers on a 15.7 now. James Brown is on a lap. He's invalidated, so James struggling a small bit. I just got to tell you straight out now, anyone with very low wings is going to struggle here with full race fuel. It's a fact. You'll be fast on the straight, but you'll hemorrhage time everywhere else. Couple of straights, but you'll just hemorrhage time left, right and centre. Soft riding night, but Yeah, the link is kind of freezing a small bit for me. If anybody just wondering, is it just me? If someone can let me know if the stream looks okay. And I will try and go back. Aston Martin, who is that? That is Steve on an outlap. I was on with him already. Dave is on the way back in. I believe that's a Mercedes of Scotty in the Mercedes. Let's stick on with him. Yeah, thanks, Pink. It's probably just on my end. Scotty, currently P11 with a 17 dead. He's decided to come back out on mediums, which is strange, I think. But he's in the drop zone currently, that's for sure. Harvey and Lucas now with softs on. I'm pretty sure they're going to go for a run. I'm not 100% sure if you can get 3 runs in Q3, but I would expect to see them set a lap, but maybe not. I don't know. So Scotty invalidates there, and it is so easy to do that. So, but he'll have plenty of time to get back around, and then Hound is on a lap, also coming through the S's. And that's a purple sector 2 from Steve, so either he's found a lot of skill or he's changed his setup. That's about the size of that. Let's see what happens on the exit. Can he hook this up? It should be a 15. And it is a 15.6 from Steve. That's the third driver now on a 15.6. So we got P1 and 2 on a 15.5, P3, 4 and 5 on a 15.6, P6, 7 and 8 on a 15.7. That's mental. No two ways about it. Let me have a look. A lot of guys in the pits. Anderson is on an outlap. James Brown is on an outlap now as well. I'm going to stick on with James and... Oh no, sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. Speedy Bullet I was looking at. I'm going to stick on with James, see what he can do. Yeah. So yeah, James Brown, he needs a lap here. He definitely needs a lap. 5 minutes left in the session. Probably 3 minutes, 2 minutes. It's cutting a fine to make the line for another run. So it's always difficult in this scenario, but you kind of want to get a. He doesn't have a banker time left on the board. It's less than 5 minutes in the session. Going to want to get a time on. I wouldn't be trying to push this lap too quick. As Hound retires in the pits. I'm not sure they've been doing that. I'd have waited another 2 minutes, but yeah, he's probably safe. Let's see what James Brown can do. Purple sector 2 again. Not a genuine one as he doesn't have a time set. Going to jump on board. Oh, catches a lot of sausage there, left and right. Plenty of sausage for James Brown. It doesn't look the fast lap in the world, but at least it's a time. And it's not. Wow! It is a good time from James Brown. And it's an even better time from Game for Lads. Currently fast in the session. A 15.4 from Gainful. We've currently got 3 tenths between 1st and 9th. Show me a league where you're going to get that. Insane stuff here from these lads. And somebody snuck in there where that's Anderson. Jesus. Mental stuff. Chip is on a lap. He could probably do with improving, to be honest. Let's see his sector 2 split time. It's up 2 tenths. Let's see if he can hook up sector 3. Oh no. He invalidates, just catches the curb on the right hand side, but he should have plenty of time to get a fresh set of boots on. James Brown is coming in, T-Bag's on an out lap. Anderson will be on an in lap. Let's see what T-Bag can do. These times are just off the charts. if I'm honest. It's so tight. Q3 is going to be mental. It's going to be a toss of a coin. You could finish. Yeah, mental. It's actually impossible to say who's safe and who's not safe. Marshall, Harvey and Hone reckon they've enough done. And honestly, they probably do. T-Bag getting very squirrely there. That's going to cost him a fair chunk of time as he heads towards the S's. Oh, getting a bit scrappy there as well. Didn't catch his sector 1 spread. He's slightly over in sector 2. Unless he made a big mistake in sector 3 on his first run, he's not going to improve by much here. Down to first. Glance at the apex, gets the car over to the left, then back to the right for the quickest line to the line, and he doesn't improve, slightly over on his time. Lucas, gonna stick on with him, see what he can do on the softs. I believe that 15.7 was set on mediums, but I can't remember, to be completely honest about it. Ninja is on a lap in the Alpine as well. Is that little blue yoke? It is. Apologies to Ninja. I was going to drop down to you next, but I thought you were in the murk, naturally enough. 16-1 from Ninja. It's in the top 10 at the moment, but it's dodgy. 15-3 from Lucas to widen the levels of insanity. Good man. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. That top 10 is disgusting. The top 9 is disgusting anyway. It's yeah, I don't know. It's so tight. Full send Dave, he's up at 10th and he needs it. He's currently P12. Is Chip ahead of him? He's not. I think Dave is going to be the next one to cross the line of those in the drop zone. Ninja in a bit of danger here, I think, to be honest. But let's see. Yeah, wow, Dave up 6'10", so all he needs is a handy sector 3 and he should shoot away up that leaderboard, and that's probably going to knock Ninja out unless something kamikaze happens here. No spin out of the last corner. Over to the right to take the tightest line, and that's a nice lap from Dave. Another one into the 15s. That's all of the top 10 now in the 15s. Drops Ninja out, unfortunately. I believe Chip is going to be the next one to cross the line. What's his sector 2 spread? He's up 2 tenths. He's going to need more than that to try and pick Dave. Dave on a 15.8, Chip on a 16.2. He needs around 4 tenths. Oh God, he's playing with danger there on track limits. No rear spin. Takes a bit better than the last time to cross the line. Did he do it? That is the exact same time as Full Send Dave. More madness. Also jumping both of them into P10. Yeah. That was a mental session. Oh, that's crazy. Wow, where the fuck did James Brown come out of that? A 14.6 from James Brown. 8 tenths quicker than the rest. I missed that. Good man, James. Wow, that's not slow. It's, in fact, it's quicker than me, which isn't hard, but yeah. So confirmation there, losing Full Send Dave, Chip, Silent Ninja, Scotty and Speedy Bullet. So yeah, James Brown has destroyed that session. Yeah, a lot going on, Ashik, for sure. James Brown coming in with a lap there, absolutely blowing everyone out of place, or whatever word I'm trying to use that would be better fitting for that statement. But yeah, nearly 8 tenths quicker than P2. And he's struggling in Q1, so he really hooked that lap up. Definitely has to be in with a shoulder pole here. That, unless there was guys running used softs, but yeah, we'll have to see. Oh yeah, also yeah, knocking your teammate out as the RBs and the McLarens come together. That's a fine for both of them. Not sure which one the unsafe release was, but still. Who is out first? That's Marshall, and not rode on him for a bit, so I'll stick on and see what Marshall can do. But yeah, wow, that lap from James Brown just came out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. Thought he was kind of safe where he was, but next thing, bang, a 14-6 dead, mental. And he slows up for some reason. That's Harvey gone through. We'll stick on with Harvey, see what he can do for his first run. Going to need to space it out there a small bit, I would say. Yeah, I would think so anyway. Yeah, not ideal for Marshall. Not close enough for a toe, and it's not Marshall, it is Hound. Yeah, classic Hound. Should be okay. I think Harvey's a small bit quicker, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cars all on the pit straight at the same time. That could get problematic towards the end of the lap, but hopefully not. And I would be absolutely shocked if everybody's not on a fresh set of softs, to be honest. Yeah. Gainful getting out of the way nicely, and he's going to find himself in a predicament because he's a lot of cars coming in hot behind, and he needs to keep that car moving or he'll be disqualified from the session. Needs to get a move on, at least get over to the other side of the track, even onto the grass, out of the way, anywhere. Is he moving? He's probably on the grass. At least he's not disqualified anyway, and he's back moving again. So Harvey coming around the final couple of corners, not going to be able to catch everyone here because they're coming around more or less at the same time, so I'll do the best I can. Harvey to set the pace, a 14.8 from Harvey. Steve, a 16.2, and it all start coming around now. Going to stick with Osso. Teabag a 15.3, Hindsight a 15.2, Marshall a 15.5, Osso a 16.2, Lucas next one to cross the line. 15.2 from Lucas. James Brown will be next, I think, and then Gainful. Oh, I think might have a bottom. No, he's okay. He's on a lap. So yeah, that Harvey 14.8 matching, just slightly slower than a couple of tenths slower than James Brown's final run in Q1 or in Q2. Apologies. Let's see what James Brown can do. Was it a fluke lap? Was he trying to cut us all in Q3? Just about got out of Q3, not pace-wise, but he nearly ran out of time. Let's see what James can do. It's definitely a 14. It's not. It's a 15 dead. Gainful will be next, coming through the S's, heading towards the stadium section. That Haas really needs to get out of the way, and now, and it does. It goes straight on. Ooh, catches a lot of that curve. That's definitely going to slow him down, but it doesn't look like a slow lap. It's a 15 something. It's a 15.4 from Gainful. So that is the end of the first runs in the Q3 shootout for pole position, currently occupied by Harvey. So Harvey with provisional pole after the first runs in Q3. Yeah, everybody in the pits, James Brown and Gameful on their in laps. So I'd assume now at this point people are just going to wait, so I'm going to go to the toilet. So, Hound has decided to go early and he comes straight back in. Not sure why, or was he on a lap that I missed? Maybe he was. Anyways, who have we coming out of the pits? We got both Ferraris and is that a Williams? It is not. Oh, these cars are driving me insane. And get the string back up. Bunch of fucking comedians. Right, where are we? 2.5 minutes in the session. Most are on an out lap. Marshall, also Hound and Harvey in the pits. I'd imagine they'll come out pretty soon, but they're going to get caught now with just 4 or 5 cars that are going to probably catch them up, but hopefully that track goes back green for Gainfield, and it does. So, Gainful, the first one to set a final run here in the Q3 shootout at Mexico, round 1, season 12 at CDR Racing. Let's see who will take the first pole of the season. I don't have a prediction, to be honest. It's just too tight. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Asso. Whoa, that is Gainful with a massive slip. Just trying to push it too much. T-Bag goes off track. That's James Brown. He's going to be the first one to cross the line. Let's see his sector 2. Is he up or down or neutral? He is marginally up or down on his time, I should say. 8 thousandths of a second. Needs a big sector 3 here if he wants to try and take that pole, which is currently occupied by Harvey, the only driver on the 14s. Let's see what he can do. Edges towards the line, and he improves. And he is fastest at the moment, puts himself provisional pole with a 14.8. T-Bag is the next, or he's just starting. Harvey just starting his lap. Also, Anderson sneaking in there with a 14.9 as well. Is that Lucas on a lap? It is. He's around 2 tenths up. He needs a bit more, but he's not doing bad. He's up. His sector 2 split time up 3.5 tenths. That's more like it. Puts him into the 14s. Big sector 3 now coming up for Lucas. His debut race here, CDR. What a way to start it if he could start in pole position. Does he hook up sector 3? It looks nice and tidy. Impossible to call it, but it definitely looks like a 14 something. And that's pole, provisional pole of 14.7 from Lucas. Aston Martin of Hound will be next across the line. He's up 5 tenths as well. And he improves by quite a bit of 15.5, but it keeps him P9. Marshall, is that Marshall who just took the line? It is. He improved as well, but doesn't move position. T-Bag has invalidated. James Brown is on an in-lap. The stake of Harvey is the next one to challenge for that pole. Did look a bit squirrely there, but and he doesn't. He's a tenth over. Gainful, was he on a lap? I missed also. Apologies, no point in going to you know. What can Gainful do? That's a 14.8 from Gainful. Puts himself second row. Captain Hindsight next across the line, just missed T-Bag, and Hindsight doesn't improve either. So yeah, Lucas on his first race here takes pole position. Some say it's a bit like Russia in ways. Pole position with the length of the pit straight, the run in from the line down to turn 1 mightn't be the best place in the world to be, but hard to call it. Very, very tight session. The top 6 covered by 2 tenths. Closely followed by Hindsight and T-Bag. Hound not a million miles off it either. Also small bit further back than that. That was less than a tenth between the top 4 as well. Crazy. So yeah, confirmation there. Starting in pole will be Lucas. And joining him on the front row will be Gainful Odds, followed by James Brown, Harvey, Anderson, Marshall, Captain Hindsight, T-Bag, Hound and Osso. That was interesting to say the least. Good session. Very, very tight session. 5 tenths covering the top 8. Decent. Be interesting to see, because all these guys, what's the difference between race pace and quali pace? Be interesting to see how this one plays out. We don't know Lucas. It's his first race here, so I'm not sure what his race pace is like. But yeah, medium hard medium is the strategy in my opinion. 2 stop is possible, but it's still going to be a medium hard medium. The softs just are eaten alive here. in my humble opinion. I'm just going to go and grab something as the lads are finalising their setup changes, and I'll be back in 30 seconds. Okay, let's see who's on what. Tires enabled, everything looks good there. So yeah, vast majority of the lads on the mediums. You got Gainful and P2 on the hards, Ninja, Scotty and Curly also on the hards. I'm gonna predict, and it's just my prediction, but a safety car between lap 9 and 15 will ruin the race of the hard runners. That is just my opinion. There's a lot of places where grip becomes limited. Mediums start to go off around lap 8 or 9 and 10 maybe. By the time you get to 15, they're in pretty bad shape. I didn't get to predict the pit stops, but I'd imagine in and around lap 15. So hopefully we have a good start here. Mexico is one of these tracks where you can go probably 5 or 6 wide into turn 1, but it doesn't work. So let's hopefully people use their heads and we don't have anyone's race ruined turn 1, lap 1. As everybody's formed up now, we should get the flags in a moment. This camera angle I'm not liking. Let's see what happens. 5 lights are out and off we go. Ninja with a drive-through penalty. Disaster. Harvey getting a mighty run on the inside of Gainful. Oh, this could be carnage. Hopefully not. Okay, we're not 5 wide yet anyway, at least. Nicely done, everybody is through, I think. People getting a bit all over the shop, but we've got through safe. That's a Haas, that's an end plate flying all over the shop. Think everyone's after getting through. Bit of jostling for position, but everybody is through, and that's definitely good. Nobody having any massive issues on the race start, as that is a beautiful camera angle catching everybody. That's an Aston Martin going on the inside through that right hander. That's ballsy. Good shot through the S's there again. Nicely done. Nice lap, nice first lap. Nobody span round. Small bit of end plate flying around. Gainful has a massive lock up there into the start of the stadium section and has another one. He's on the hard, so he's going to be under pressure from James Brown, and he is. James is going to want to dispatch him pretty quickly if he can. I didn't see who got the end plate damage, but I'm pretty confident someone has it. Yeah, that is Ninja in for his drive-through. Bit of action here. James Brown making the move. Oh, lad. Oh, Gainful having a lot of issues with locking up. I think Gainful has the straight line speed. That and the hards just he keeps locking up. I'm not sure if it's a setup issue, but this is playing into the hands of Harvey and Lucas out ahead. Guys just need to keep it tight and stay patient. You know it's difficult, but that's the reality where we're at. DRS is enabled. There's a double detection zone. I think somewhere through the stadium section you get a double dose of DRS through the pit straight and on from turn 3 or 4. I think that little straight there in sector 1. Bit unfair for me. I don't like double detection points. I'm not a fan of it, but it is what it is. Gainful will probably struggle here. Difficult to get the power down on the exit. I think the guys behind just need to relax a small bit. Gainful's battery is gone as well, so he's going to be suffering here. But he's held on so far. He's not done too bad at all. Anderson having a look into turn 1. James Brown thinks better of it. And that is Anderson ahead. Try and drop down through the field if I can a bit. That's an RB. Losing a bit of traction. Yeah, Gainful's car is obviously through no fault of his own. It's just after triggering an insane DRS train from P4, it was P3 all the way down to P18, and that's Chip Hazard with the first penalty of the session. Track limit central it is around here, to be fair. And James Brown with a 3 seconds, that's not ideal for him. Gainful, or is that Gainful? Chip Hazard going a bit wide as they're chasing down the back of Carl Trim. And that's Speedy Bullet with no end plate. Not ideal for him, and that is the mark of Curly through on Clay as well. Looked like a nice move. Left the car's width of Racing Room on the outside for Clay as well. Speedy Bullet has decided to stay out, which I'm going to be honest, I'm surprised with. Difficult track. As we're now starting to swap around the small, we're going to run on with the front battle for a couple of minutes to see what's happening. Lucas's battery is gone completely, so Harvey's in a slightly better position, ERS wise at the very least. The DRS is so powerful here, particularly down the pit straight. It's you need to try and break that DRS if you can. Lucas back up to 30% on battery now, so he's not doing too bad. If he can hold on to Harvey, he should get a move done by the end of the pit straight. I'll try and jump on to another battle then. Carl Trim in and out, hovering in and out of the 1 second to Scotty. That's a yellow flag, sector 2. I don't know who that is. I think it's Ninja, but it might be. And that's Ninja with 3 seconds. Harvey 6.5 tenths ahead of Lucas. Yellow flag is that. That is a full safety car, and that's a driver out of the session, and that is Ninja. Strange one, that. Teabag in, Marshall in. For me, this is far too early. You can go on to the 2-stop now, but there is absolutely no way them hards are going to the end, in my opinion. Speedy Bullet, he's obviously going to come in. He's got wing damage. That's a no-brainer for him. Be interesting to see how these three fare out. Now, obviously, Speedy Bullet had to pit. He had no end plate. But Teabag and Marshall have made the decision to come in for the hards. So, I don't see 30 laps, probably 26 or 7 or 8 under racing conditions with no further VSCs or safety cars. I don't see them going to the end, if to be honest, but maybe, but I doubt it. Let's have a look at penalties. Where's the penalties? Fastest lap currently Harvey in 18.104. Interval tyres penalties, we got James Brown and Chip Hazard on 3 seconds each. Biggest winners and losers, you got Marshall and Teabag down 10, but they would be because of that pit stop. Carl Trim up 7, Point Size Geezer up 5. And James Brown, I'd say probably the biggest loser in this, bar Ninja, who's not in the session anymore. Down 5 positions. Harvey coming in. I think that's a mistake. I might be very, very wrong, but he's sacrificed track position there. He's gone from P2 more or less to the back of the grid. Should get out ahead of Marshall, to be fair, but yeah, I don't know. It's a mistake for me. Going to the hards at this stage is a mistake. You're going to have to pit again, and it just depends how many positions you've recovered when that safety car does come out. Yeah, but again, I'm not in the car. It can be sometimes difficult. You see people pitting and you panic, or so yeah. Anyone think them hards can go to the end? That's watching. I doubt it. Well, I mean, they can technically, but where are you going to be pace-wise? I'd imagine the last 5 laps you'd be in serious trouble. But anyone have an opinion on that? Jump into the chat, let me know what you think. Safety car just coming through the stadium section. Field will be bunched up pretty shortly. I'd imagine he'll come in the end of this lap. Evening, JJ. How is it going? Ashik, your rears were crying after 12 laps. Were they on mediums or hards? I'm going to be honest, I didn't have any tyre wear. I don't drive fast enough for tyre wear, but I'd agree by the end of the race, and I pitted lap 15, and there was a safety car came out with 5 laps to go, I think. And my hard, they felt okay, but I didn't see another possibility of 10 to 15 laps more. But unless you're crap, could be that's very possible. Very possible. Yeah, kind of what I was thinking as well, JJ. If I'm honest, they'll go to the end, but they'll be absolutely horrific for the last 5 or 6 laps of the race. You're running into binning it territory then. I suppose the only thing is if you can get ahead and there's a safety car. I just don't know. Obviously I could be proved wrong, but I think definitely for Harvey, I think it was a big mistake. He was in P2. Safety car is in this lap, so Lucas will back the pack up now. And hopefully he doesn't take it all the way to the line, because that can cause problems, but he's fully within his rights to do so, as long as he backs the pack up sufficiently. And he probably would want to be backing it up another smidge before his throttle starts getting cut. And it did cut his throttle, so hopefully we've got away with that. Bit of a gap between Captain and Gainful. Did he just get caught there, I wonder? That's a big gap. I think we got away cleanly enough there, to be honest. Not too many problems. Harvey's going to have to make them hards work fairly lively. He has claimed a couple of positions there. Marshall also with a few positions. Teabag is behind Clay, so where are we? Oh, too wide into the S's is stupid, in my opinion. But yeah, is what it is. James Brown having a look at us all over the back of him. Field has tightened up now, but the front three have gapped P4 by what, 2.5 seconds already, not even at the end of the lap yet. DRS enabled, of course you won't get that till the end of sector 3, as I mentioned previously. It is a double detection zone. Hindsight, having a look at Hound, he's probably a bit too far back at this point. But Assau's not. He's having a look. He's made it up the inside and he's made it stick. Nice move from Assau on the inside of Captain Hindsight, who then shunts him through the corner. Hopefully he's not had any damage out of that. I don't think he has, to be fair, but Chip and Carl really going at it here. Full send Dave and James Brown having a no shimmy. Yeah, too wide there is very difficult. There is places in this track where you can go too wide, but you need two cars working together to make it work. That little double right-hander there in Sector 2 is one of them places where you can do it, but you need both cars working together, otherwise it doesn't work. Simple as that. Harvey looking at Curly, goes up the inside, just about leaves enough room on the exit, or no, he doesn't get it done, sorry. Also with the usual, so we will have DRS for this lap and all subsequent laps unless there's something happens. Harvey losing a bit of time through that last corner as well, as Curly is having a look at Carl. Is he close enough? He is. Harvey thinking about it as well. He thinks better of it. Probably a good decision. Oh, Curly getting out of shape, and he's not giving it up either. Yeah, that was kind of always going to happen, Curly. Whoa! Yeah. As I pointed out, that was always going to happen. The debris on the track, yellow flags, but we're okay. Not exactly sure what happened. Certainly one for the stewards, but it did look to be getting a bit argy-bargy through that section of the track. What's happening at the front? Gainful is now in the lead on 9 lap old. Oh, wowza. That is Anderson into the wall, and that's a heavy collision into the wall. Did he lose it himself? I don't know, but we got guys overtaking on the yellows. Be careful. Oh, man. Anderson's car causing a lot of issues now. People just need to relax. That's another car round, and this has gone very messy very quickly. I believe that was Marshall. It was far from ideal, and that is some person with what can only be described as a partial wing. I don't know who that was. It was a blue car, I believe, but I don't know. It's going to be pain anyway for whoever it is. Was it Anderson? Yeah, that's not good at all. And it's not good because he's continuing to race, which he's entitled to do, but he's just going to have so much understeer and he's losing the car everywhere. Just needs to be careful. He needs to just let him through. I know it's difficult, but there's virtually no chance of taking the S's here properly. Yeah, good decision. Maybe a bit decision made a bit late, but he's made it nonetheless. Kind of battles all over the place, to be honest. That was very scruffy at best. I think I've been fairly polite about that. Clay up to P10, Harvey in P9. Where else can I jump after this? See how we get on here till the end. Actually, is Lucas going to make a move on Gainful? Gainful picks the inside to defend. Lucas goes past. Gainful doesn't give it up. That gets a bit argy-bargy again. As, yeah, the overtaking could do with being a bit better. Anderson has quit in the pits. That's definitely rear wing damage, I'd say. I just came on board with him as the back of his car made contact with the barrier quite heavily. jump down. Speedy Bullet. Believe he has end plate damage again. He doesn't. He doesn't, so he's okay. Scotty with a time penalty. Speedy Bullet with a ballsy move on the inside there, to be honest, but gets it done, and that's going to have Clay under pressure now as well. He does have DRS. He's not used his ERS. Speedy Bullet moves to the inside into turn 1. Will he get it done before? Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Make it 3 wide. Bad idea, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah. God, I'm losing the will to live. I'm going to try and run on with someone that isn't driving like an arsehole. Got a little battle here now between Gainful and Lucas. This is where Gainful's tyres are going to come into their own. Well, Lucas is hanging on. As I said, lap 15 initially was what I was thinking. We've got a yellow flag, and that's Carl through the S's. Didn't catch exactly what happened, but definitely had some sort of a moment. Harvey back up to P5. That's decent, but as I said, he's not going to the end on them. He looks pacey. Maybe he is. Maybe make a fool of me, but that's Carl in the pits. That's 3 pit and quits now, and that's a yellow flag, I believe, caused by Carl's car in the pits. As Carl is having controller issues, so yeah, probably best to retire from the race if you find yourself in that scenario. Marshall and Chip is closest at the moment, going to ride on with that. Love these helicopter views. Chip is into the pits, as is Lucas on lap 15, which was my prediction. Also stays out. Harvey back up to P3. He'll gain about 20 seconds on Lucas now, but towards the end of the race, you're definitely going to see a tyre difference there, in my opinion. But he's got track position back again, which is important. Marshall and Chip. No, sorry, it is Marshall and Speedy Bullet. Apologies. It's about the closest at the moment. We got Scotty on the back of Hound as well. We'll drop back to that in a few seconds. I'll drop back to, yeah, Hound is after pulling away now. Scotty on the used tyres. Fulton Davis is after is having a look at Scotty. Fresh Heart 7 old mediums. There's only one winner there. Also decides to pit. Hindsight stays out, and Dave should get this move done into turn 1 probably well before, to be honest. His battery is a bit low, but Scotty, Jesus. Yeah. They've just stayed ahead there now, and he's on the back of Hound as well for DRS, so that'll suit him. Where am I going to look next? Chip and Clay. Let's see what's happening here. Board in for fresh hards, apologies. And Chip, in doing so, picks up 3 seconds. Clay going defensive, out of battery, and without DRS. Bit of wheel banging, bit of shunting. Probably doesn't look bad on board, to be honest. I know there's good respect between both of these drivers, so you shouldn't have any issues, but seeing a couple of moves into the first left-hander of the S's, it's just a bad idea. That is a yellow flag. That is Scotty, and that is through the S's. I didn't see what happened, and his car has disappeared. So this might suit Harvey now. He's going to need a safety car. Does he come in? He's gone past the pit lane. I don't know what they're going to do now. Got a couple of guys into the pits. We got Geezer and Captain Hindsight into the pits. They're probably in for mediums. It's a bit of a stretch for the mediums. Yeah, this is really after playing into the hands of Lucas, and also, if I'm honest, and all those that have kind of 2 or 3 or 4 laps on them hards, they don't need to box, they're fine. Gainful hasn't pitted yet, so I'd be absolutely shocked if he doesn't come in. It is a free pit stop, but the field is quite close. Now, the guard behind will have a delta, that is the only thing. And we're going to actually have a look at this and see where this safety car is parked. Just stopped on track. Absolute insanity. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? Gainful, I'd be shocked if he doesn't come in. The question here for me is, does Harvey come in? What is Gainful doing? Is that DRS maybe? Or not DRS, what's it called? Delta, I'm not sure. Looks strange, but he stays out. So does Harvey, so does T-Bag, so does Marshall, so does Bullet. Lucas is definitely going to stay out, and so is everyone else. So I'm surprised Gainful didn't. Gainful is having big problems here, and he looks to be lagging quite a bit. So that looks like a wheel issue. It's not. Yeah, he's lagging a small bit, but his inputs, his throttle input, his brake input are all over the place. That definitely looks like a wheel issue, and that's a disaster for Gainful. Leading the race. Oh, wow. Gainful is definitely having issues here. It doesn't even look like... And that's like, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with his car here, but that's, how did he not DNF there? I have absolutely no idea what's going on there, none whatsoever. Yeah, I'm just looking at the throttle inputs, the steering input, there's just massive issues. So I'd be shocked if Gainful doesn't retire the car, to be honest. Does he just try and recalibrate his wheel? It's just... I don't know. I've never seen this. I know there was lots of complaints of wheel issues Friday night. Guys disconnecting randomly. Some guys' settings were gone. All this kind of crack. But there's definitely massive issues there. He's probably going to retire the car. and he's in the pits anyway at the very least. So hopefully he sorts that issue out. Anyways, let's have a look, see what's happening. Tyre wise, the top 4 on all hards. Yeah, they're on all hards. Penalties, hindsight, unfortunately has a drive-through. Chip has 9 seconds, James Brown has 6 seconds, Osso and Speedy Bullet have 3 seconds apiece. Done the tyres, position changes. Speedy Bullet up 11 now, obviously due to that pit stop as well. Much of a much for the rest. Geezer up 8, Clay up 5, safety cars in this lap. As I believe Gainful has retired from the session. Curly Tots, to be fair, has held on. Is she a lap down? She is, which is difficult. Where are my tyres? Put the tyres back up and jump back around to Harvey, who's on the restart. And this is definitely sufficiently after backing the pack up. And he has caught him sleeping. Teabag 1.2 back, he's got him sleeping there massively. Also, Basso overtakes before the start finish line. And he gets a 10-second time penalty for that, but he hands the position back. Disaster for Osso. Is that a lap car or is that a car that, yeah, that's Curly Tots. She needs to get off the racing line fairly lively. She has blue flags. You need to get out of the way of the other cars. It causes mayhem. Speedy Bullet and Marshall have done alright. I'm not sure why Lucas is 5 seconds off the back of Bullet. It doesn't make any sense at all, but that's cost James Brown quite a bit. Unless he's an AI, but you shouldn't be. It's against league rules, firstly, and secondly, the car wouldn't be back 5 seconds, I don't think. But yeah, not exactly sure what happened there. Best thing for Harvey, you know, is if Marshall and Teabag start fighting, DRS to be enabled, but obviously we won't see that until the end of the lap. As previously stated, DRS detection point. Yeah, again, left handle of wheel broke off and wheel went bonkers. Yeah, that was evident. That was very evident. Very unlucky. Hopefully you can get that sorted nice and quick. Ideally Marshall needs to stay on the back of Teabag to try and battle him for P2, but it suits Harvey if they're battling behind Lucas. He has taken a half a second out of him on that lap. The question is, how close can he get to P1? Clay Mull and Geezer are having a good old ding dong here. Captain Hindsight with 3 seconds. Speedy Bullet is hanging on to the back of that as well at the front. Oh, disaster for Lucas. That's 3 seconds. That's a 3-second time penalty for Lucas for track limits. So P4, 5 and 6 now with 3 seconds. So that gives a huge advantage to the current podium sitters. Even if they do get past them, they all have penalties, and I believe they're all 3 seconds. No, James Brown's is 6. So yeah, all of a sudden getting to the end mightn't be the worst thing in the world. They have a bit of a cushion. Marshall has DRS this time on Teabag. He does indeed, as does Bullet. Harvey extending the lead out at the front by around 6/10 that lap. We'll go on with Geezer and Clay Mull for a few minutes. They're having a right good old battle here between themselves. Yeah, I suppose Curly Tots not as you know, for season 12, we do know allow pit and quits if you find yourself a lap down under the safety car, as the game doesn't allow you to unlap yourself. But as it stands, she has 2 points, so why would you quit? Wouldn't make any sense. Is James Brown close enough to Lucas this time? He's gaining and gaining and gaining. Lucas defends. James Brown goes on the outside. Not sure if Car's whip was left there on the apex, but he gets through. Lucas tucks back in behind, and James Brown is now heading for the cars ahead. He needs to get past them and try and go as fast as he can to the end of this race. Have absolutely no doubt the top 4 will start dying off once we hit around lap 30, so not all might not be lost just yet for these 3. Hound sticking on the back of it as well, so he's in a good position. Also with another 3 seconds of time penalties. Teabag, he'll get DRS here, and he needs every bit of it. Just give him a chance to recharge his battery as well, as you would imagine Marshall will have to deploy. And that's Marshall with the fastest lap. Chip into the pits. That's for a wing. Clay has got back past Geezer. He missed that, but he's ahead. Teabag is very close to Marshall now, and Harvey needs this. He needs them 2 battling behind to try and extend his lead at the front. He's holding it in around that 1.3456 second mark. Teabag is hanging in there though. He looks to have lower wings. He's struggling through that S section. I wouldn't say big time, but it does look to be a struggle. He's losing a lot of time on Marshall through sector 2. Just about holding on to the DRS. And he's out of it now, so I'm not sure if he passed the detection line or not. I don't even know where it is, to be completely honest about it. Does he get it? He needs it because he's got Hound on his back as well. He does get the DRS that time, and he will get it through turn 3 as well. So all is not lost, but Speedy Bullet is looking pacey behind, and he's in a good place with his battery as well. That's Chip with another 3 seconds, unfortunately for him. Lucas got past James Brown. I missed that. And he's got a second helping, and he's gone very wide there. And that is at the Ferrari of James Brown through. Or did he hand the position back? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's yeah, Teabag is out of DRS now, so Marshall is looking pacey out in front. I imagine Harvey's recharging. He's not really, to be fair. So things could get spicy here in the next couple of laps. Hound is in a very good position with his battery. He's deploying now, but he's definitely in a position to make, if he stays where he is, he'll definitely get a couple of positions, at least 2. As James Brown ahead is looking for a move. We're perfectly placed here on with Steve to see this. He gets the move done back into the left hand side of the track. As Steve goes really deep there. That's going to cost him a bit of time. He misses the next apex then and catches a sausage curb. As Lucas's rear is all over the shop. Marshall is after pulling a significant gap to Teabag now. 1.5, 1.6 the difference. 10 laps to go. Cars will still be okay. They won't be brilliant, but they won't be bad. James Brown, the gap was 5 seconds on the restart. It's now down to 2.5. The penalties won't help, but if they can get past, they can definitely try and push the car and try to bridge the gap of the penalties they have. Yeah, James Brown and Lucas having a good battle here. If I'm Steve, I'm just waiting for them to take each other out and sail off into the distance with my full battery. What is happening elsewhere? Speedy Bullet now with DRS on T-Bag, having a look up the inside. And he gets that done. T-Bag getting very close on the apex. So that's Speedy up to P3 now. Is there anything else going on anywhere else? Clay and Geezer. Still a tight little battle going on there. Of course, a safety car now would change everything. Hopefully it doesn't happen for once. But it would change everything. Almost certainly the top four will come in, and I'd be shocked if everyone else didn't bar chip. Oh, so with another 3 seconds, Marshall now very, very close to getting DRS on Harvey, who I know does not like being followed. And I wouldn't blame him. It's definitely no pressure situation. Did Marshall get DRS that time is the question. I think he did, but I don't know. He didn't get it, so Harvey survives another lap. Will T-Bag have a look back at Bullet? Lucas has passed James Brown again. I have no idea who Nuno Pinto is. Welcome, not seen you here before. Glad to have you on stream. 31 laps on hard is going to be hard. Absolutely no question. No question. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 more laps and they're going to be in a world of pain. Absolutely no question. As Marshall really after squeezing on the back of Harvey now, so Harvey's in a good place with his battery, but the DRS is so powerful. Oh no, T-Bag with 3 seconds worth of penalties. Or worth of penalties? A 3 second time penalty. So if Home can stay where he is, he could potentially, I think it's probably a bit of a stretch to get the podium in P3, and that's a yellow flag, and that's Clay Mull. And it's not a safety car, and it's no damage, so I think that's just Clay who has had a moment. But thank God we don't get a safety car out of that. Well, it depends who you are. If it was Hound would be absolutely screaming for a safety car, as would Clay, assuming he's not the one that causes it. T-Bag getting back past Marshall. Oh, disaster for Harvey. 3 seconds of time penalties, and that's going to hand Marshall the win. Yeah, absolutely. 70% they can blow up. No, I've not seen you around. Are you in the league? Just don't know you, or have you randomly stumbled across the stream? Interesting to know that. But always, you don't have to be in the league to be on the stream. We always like guys on the stream. It's good for advertisement purposes as well. But yeah, that's a disaster for Harvey. He was doing well where he was. Lucas now, yeah, another 3 for James Brown. He's going to drop quite a bit, but Lucas now is on the back of Speedy. The question for Lucas is, how close can he get? Can he get past Marshall? Can he get past Harvey and T-Bag and Speedy Bullet? And can he gap him by 3 seconds? That's the question. And I think he can. I absolutely think he can. I don't see any reason why he can't, to be very, very honest about it. and he's going to start getting very racy. Them cars must feel dreadful. He has a 10 lap tyre advantage on the cars ahead. He just needs to be caught. He needs to be relaxed as he just shunts into the back of Speedy Bullet, which isn't good at all. If he doesn't relax, there's a good chance he can get caught up in something as Speedy and T-Bag decide to go side by side, and that's T-Bag off, and that is absolute insanity, and that's a safety car. Excellent. Yeah. Have they went past the pit lane? They've not. I'd be absolutely shocked if everybody isn't coming in. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it looked a bit optimistic from Speedy Bullet to be putting his nose where he put it. Softs on brains off time at the moment. Harvey goes for mediums, which is surprising, and Hound and James Brown are going to cause absolute carnage where they are. No question. Right, what's the state of play? Anyone that stayed out on the hards is going to be absolutely slaughtered beyond all belief. No question there. Anyone that has a penalty is going to be in big trouble as well. We'll have a look at that now and see what it is. Yeah, Chip with 15 seconds. He's going to lose a lot. Osso and James Brown have 9, not ideal. Speedy has 6. Harvey, Captain Hindsight and Lucas have 3 apiece. But yeah, the restart is going to be interesting. We've got, is that Curly Tots at the back? It is indeed. I suppose the guys on the hards want this safety car to stay out for another 4 and a bit laps. Ideally for them. Anyone the softs or the mediums wants that in now. Definitely, no question. Anyone with a penalty wants it in as well. Yeah, should come in, but I don't know, maybe it won't. The car's a lap down, so does the safety car recognise that? You should probably be getting the message around now, so it's going to stay out for another lap. Unless it's a late one, which it could be. Yeah, it is, and it is a late one. As James Brown hits the back of Steve. Hopefully that's no damage for him. Doesn't look like it. Very late call. That it just does not help at all, as the camera decides it doesn't want to know me. And Steve is away. Harvey needs to be careful that he doesn't overtake before the line though. He just tucks back in behind, and he's going to have to get a move on fairly lively. And he needs to get past Hound as well pretty quickly. If he has any hope of driving himself out of that penalty. Marshall, let's have a look at Marshall. He's having a look at James Brown. Yeah, wowza. Yeah, as I said, them hards were certainly going to cause problems. And they have. Let's hope they don't cause any damage. That would be a disaster. Speedy on the back of hindsight as well. Clay is going to be struggling on them hards also, but he's not doing too badly at the minute. Where can I go? It doesn't really matter where I go, it's just so tight at this stage. DRS now enabled. Will Harvey take Hound this time? He's going to struggle because Hound's wings are low. I know this from quali, but he does get it done. Question for Marshall now is how long does it take for Marshall to get past him? And how far up the road can Harvey get? Steve's not in a bad place for battery, but can Marshall get it done here? He can't. Harvey, he has a couple of laps left. He needs to try and get as far ahead as Marshall as he can, and Lucas, who are looking very pacey. James Brown holding on behind. As Lucas pulls out, going into the S section, that is a bad idea. And yeah, that's absolute insanity. James Brown picking up wing damage out of that, through no fault of his own. Disaster for James Brown after another disaster, and a 3-second time penalty on top. So Harvey is in a good position now. He does have a chance of pulling that gap to Marshall. Oh, definitely got caught up by that. That's a yellow flag. That's Captain Hindsight, I believe it is. And Harvey is nearly at the 3-second mark. And Marshall does have Lucas battling him, so he needs both of them to keep battling. Speedy Bullet has retired in the pits. Let me try and find where I am. Yeah, Marshall and Lucas. I suppose for Lucas he has that 3-second penalty anyway, but he's still, if he believes he has the pace, he's probably going to want to try and get past Marshall, at least battle him. We got yellow flags flashing in sector 1, as that is the Aston Martin Speedy Bullet coming back out onto track. Hopefully for him and everyone else that doesn't cause any issues. I suppose that is the question. How long can Hound keep these two up? We only have a lap to go. The gap to Harvey and Hound is 3 seconds. The question for Harvey is, can he get far enough up the road? He needs these lads to have a bit of a battle at the back of the field. Hound is going to jump him anyway, but the only question here is the outcome of who wins the race. Marshall should get past him here, and there's no real need for Hound to fight this. Gap at the front, 3.2. We're on the last lap. If Marshall can get that under 3, he takes the win. If not, it will be Harvey. And Harvey just about has it at the moment. Marshall's battery is gone. Harvey's in a good position. He has 40%. That's going to be costing Marshall top end speed. But this is insane. Just coming into sector 3. 10,000 is just underneath the tree. Then it's back out. Then it's back. No, it's not back in. It's out. It's 3 seconds. At the moment, Harvey can deploy now a bit. Marshall is under 20% and he's pushing it all the way to the end. That's only going to make him slower. Harvey with a couple of corners to take the win. Claymore with a 3-second time penalty. The gap now 3.5. Marshall making a big mistake there. He deployed his battery, and what a win for Harvey to drive himself out of that penalty. Marshall coming home in P2, Hound in P3, Lucas P4. James Brown P5 for now. Chip P6, as that gets complicated now with penalties. Full Zendaya P5, Clay Mull up to P7. We've had quite a few position changes. That was a scruffy race, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah. Due to the real life race starting in 9 minutes, we don't have any podium interviews, so apologies to the lads for that. I'll just give a run through when we get there. So confirmation there of Harvey taking the win, followed by Marshall P2 and Hound P3 to make up the final podium positions. Lucas P4, Fulton Dave P5, Pointsides Geezer P6, Clay Mull P7, Captain Hindsight P8, also P9, James Brown P10, Chip P11, Curly P12, and everyone from Speedy Bullet Down didn't finish the race. So that is it for now. Join us again Friday night, 8:30, for Tier 1 and 2. And we will be at a track that I can't remember. At Brazil. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in. Chat to you later.